Right, everyone, welcome to Pulse Media. Now, there has been some kind of rowdy development in South Africa, owing to the fact that the supposed Igbo king that Igbo people actually wanted to crown in that particular place backfired. Of course, we heard from the Nigerian High Commission there that it was just a mere Igbo celebration. But of course, we had in this interview with Rufai Useni that said so much about the Igbos.
Leaders, including Prince Kantisikau, have condemned the move as a flagrant violation of the authority held by the Amarachabe Kingdom of South Africa.
We really feel undermined because there is no one who can really undermine someone's sovereignty. The territory of Amatosa, led by King Vululwanje Sandile, from the Amarachabe house, which is the right-hand house of King Palo. I'm coming from the great house of King Palo, which is the Talega house. But I am not here to represent the house, but as a traditional leader who is leading the Amatole local house, I am really pissed off, including the membership of the house that I...
Very strong words there. Well, in the statement from the Nigerian High Commission, they stated, and I quote, they say it is important that the event in East London has no territorial ambition, political authority, or agenda within the host communities. Rather, it is a symbolic affirmation of identity. The statement went on to explain that some key Igbo cultural activities and apologize for any misunderstanding caused by the event. The images, Rufai, that came out yesterday were shocking. They were heartbreaking to see Africans treating one another in such a way. Property being burned, cars were destroyed. There were flames all over the place, and this is all because South Africans are saying we don't want Igbo people or foreigners from any African country to feel that they can install themselves locally. The Nigerian High Commission is saying, well, nobody's installing. Igbo people are just celebrating their culture.
They're just celebrating their culture. We have that thing that we do, in other parts of the world. It's not only in South Africa, where, you have a head, to be able to affirm identity and celebrate your culture. But I do not think the thing is about Igbo people having the celebration. I think it's an innate problem with some folks, not everybody in South Africa, that perpetrate xenophobia. But I think they need some education. Because it's not only in the case of South Africa, it's not only in the case of this case that happened. You remember the beauty pageant girl?
Yes.
Additional, that came here, and what happened anyway? Unscrupulous backstory happened. But the backlash she got, the other xenophobic raids in South Africa, but I think we need to educate them. And for the benefit of not all South Africans, because they appreciate what we did, but some rabid South Africans. Newsflash. Thabo Mbeki lived in 1004 estate here. During the apartheid, you guys ran to us for help, and we accommodated and we helped. We use our money and our hard-earned resource to help you fight. We fought the West because of you people. I remember the likes of my kingsman, Adifo Obi, was the federal foreign minister in the 70s then, that ensured that there was a protest against BP and there was a blockade against BP because of the plight of the people in South Africa. By people donated money in schools here for the struggle. The likes of Thabo Mbeki and the guys in the activism movement then used to come and sit in the office of the Guardian to bring their stories so that their stories would be published on the Guardian and other newspapers here. In fact, Thabo Mbeki was taken on a foreign delegation, I think it was a Commonwealth event, went with the Nigerian delegation. That's how much brothers we were. And I think this education is necessary for the rabid South Africans. Not all of them. A lot of them understand these things and they appreciate the relationship we shared over the years. But for the rabid ones that want to, remove other African brothers, we suffered for what you enjoy today. We shed tears and blood and resource. And I think this should make us live in unity and harmony. Please. And this for the rabid ones. Not all South Africans. A lot of them understand this.
So much about who the Igbos are, and a lot of people have been wondering why it has always been the Igbos everywhere you go concerning this issue of royalty. Now, and there are scholars that say that the Igbos never had any form of royalty in the pre-colonial era, but then beginning to wonder why they are so obsessed with royalty. Everywhere you go, there's either Indibo, Indibo this or Indibo that. And let's not forget that before now, there was also something similar in Ghana where an Igbo man said he's going to install himself as king of Igbos there, and then that he's going to buy a large expanse of land and then call it an Igbo village, and that sparked a serious uproar. And then yeah, but it really caused a lot of issues that we in Nigeria had to send the foreign Nigeria had to send its diplomat to meet with this Ghanaian president to discuss how to iron things out. But of course, this latest development in South Africa has led to death of course, one person died, injuries, and then there were also shops were looted, and then affected a lot of foreigners, and then a lot of foreigners have come out to say that definitely Nigerians have sparked a kind of hatred against other foreigners in that country. But of course, as things are now, Rufai there has said that spoken much about what Nigerians have done for South Africa. But of course, in my own opinion, Nigerians are quick to remind South Africa that they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. And then some people have the opinion that, look, listen, you cannot, because the fact that you have done something for people in the past, and then you go to their country and not respect their law, you want to install your king there, and then you feel that they are going to take it, and then let it lie low. Now, the issue there is that uh, lands are limited, lands are becoming more and more limited as population increases. So, if you are a foreigner, you go to another man's land and you want to install your king there, and then make it, people will be embarrassed, and then they feel that you don't have rights to invade their territory to install yourself as king. So, what's your opinion on this? Should Nigeria continue to remind South Africa of the role it played in fighting against the in colonialists in their days of apartheid? Or do Nigeria needs to look inward? If you check out so many commentary, what the South Africans are simply saying that, look, Nigerians, go home and repair your country. Now, do you think that it is actually the attitude of the state of things that's making Nigerians to leave the country, or they just feel that they want to leave? Considering the fact that even if you go out there, they are hardship are still everywhere. But of course, the only difference is that infrastructures are there, and there's some form of good governance, which is cannot be compared to what's happening in Nigeria. Yeah, what's your opinion on this matter? Hit me up in the comment section. What do you think Nigeria needs to do concerning the Igbo phobia matter that is even getting out of hand? Is no longer a Nigerian thing now. Igbos are gradually being known across Africa. A lot of South Africans can categorically state that yes, it is the Igbos. Without even mentioning the word Nigeria, they say it is the Igbos. Well, and here we have Rufai telling us, reminding South Africans that, look, your people, your presidents, your leaders were in at the time in Nigeria to to seek refuge, and then you don't have rights to chase Nigerians away. And of course, The commentary here is that do we still need to continue to remind South Africa that their leaders were once in Nigeria, that Nigeria helped them? Don't you think the right thing for us to do as Nigeria is to behave ourselves in wherever countries we find ourselves? Hit me up in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in another video. This is Pulse Media.